Hello there, Stevos. Welcome along to weekly vlog 254. It's Monday, the 4th of August 2025. In the last 10 or 15 minutes, I have just put a load of washing in the washing machine. It is my bedding. I've just put my bedding in the wash at the moment. Now, there is also a reason. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since I last put my bed in the wash anyway, so it needed to be washed this week anyway. Plus, I've also had the dogs upstairs when I've gone to bed since Wednesday night as well. So obviously they've got all their fur on it and stuff. So obviously I want to freshen my bedding up anyways. But also as well, this morning I woke up, and this is going to sound very disgusting to be honest. Even I feel sick thinking about this really. But basically last night, I think, well, probably not even last night, but at some point this morning, just before I woke up, because it felt soft. One of the dogs, I think it was Simba, I don't think it was JJ. One of the dogs decided to go for a poo right next to me. Right next to where I was laying. And when I woke up this morning, I literally put my hand down next to me in order to get myself up out of bed. And as I did, I felt something on my hand. And I looked using my tablet, and it was dog poo. I think Simba pooed right next to me. The thought of a dog going for a poo right next to me while I'm laying there, possibly asleep. Oh, what a lovely way to wake up on a Monday morning. Anyway, so obviously my bedding is in the wash at the moment, along with the rest of my washing that I couldn't put in the washing machine yesterday because the washing machine was full. So all my washing is now up to date. Speaking of washing, by the way, I'm just about to take my washing upstairs from last night, which I brought in from the washing line. I'm about to take that upstairs to my bedroom and put it away neatly in my wardrobe. It's just gone 9 AM on this Monday morning at the time of recording this part of the weekly vlog, and in about 15 minutes from now I'm about to have my first support session of the week, like I normally do on a Monday morning usually. But before I do go to my support session though, I just want to cast your minds back to this time last Monday actually, because I didn't mention this in last week's episode of the weekly vlog, so I thought I'd mention it here. And I do have some footage actually, which I'll show you right now of this. But last week I went off to Hockey's farm in Fordingbridge because my support worker, she forgot her phone, she forgot her bag, she left it at home, and she lives out in Fordingbridge, which is just about 15-20 minutes away, just up the road from Bournemouth, here in Dorset. So we went and stopped by at her house very quickly so she could go and pick her phone and bag up from her house. And then she took me off to this little hidden gem called Hockey's Farm in Fordingbridge. She said there's loads of places around Fordingbridge that are really lovely. And to be honest, there are a few times where my bus has obviously gone past through Fordingbridge in order for me to go and see my granddad in Salisbury. So maybe at some point in the future I should really stop out in Fordingbridge and maybe take you guys along some of the areas in Fordingbridge. But she said there is a lot of hidden gems in Fordingbridge, but Hockey's Farm is one of those places anyway that we went to. And I tell you what, it was really lovely. That I didn't film most of it, I only filmed my breakfast, so I will show you that in a second. But they did have all sorts of animals there though. They had donkeys, they had alpacas, they had horses, chickens, turkeys, geese, duck, an aviary as well, an aviary of birds like cockatiels and budgies and parrots and all of that kind of stuff. They also had some guinea pigs in there as well. They had all sorts of animals. They had piglets, they had pigs. Yeah, they had all sorts of animals. So if I do end up going there again, which I do have a feeling I may do, because I'm going to recommend it to my sister and her partner to go to, and maybe I should take them out there. But also as well, I may recommend it to my granddad as well, because I don't know if he's ever heard of it. I don't know if he's ever been out there before. I'm not too sure. But the farm isn't the only thing that they do have there though, because they do also have a farm shop as well. So they've got their own meat counter where where all of their meats, from their meat counter is 3 for £15 or 5 for £25. And then they've also got, like, obviously they've got other bits and pieces in the shop as well that you can buy, like Dorset tea, for example, and stuff like that, which is great. So they've got their little farm shop, and then they've also got a farm cafe as well. So their farm cafe is open, I believe, from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. But the place is open from 9 till 5 every day anyways. And that's 7 days a week. But yeah, so obviously they've got their farm cafe, their breakfast they do all day as well. And actually I did film my breakfast, by the way. So this is the bit that I did film at Hockey's Farm last Monday. So yeah, so that was my breakfast right there, by the way. So I had a full English breakfast. I tell you what, everything on their plate was pretty much fresh. So their tomatoes were fresh, their eggs were fresh, their bacon was fresh, their sausages were fresh and delicious, by the way. I did also get this with hash browns as well. Mushrooms, baked beans was on there as well. So yeah, it was really lovely breakfast. It was £16.50, but you do get a hot drink to go with it, and it's not just 1 cup of tea you get. I mean, you get like a teapot of tea, so you can get around about 2 cups of tea out of it. So it's definitely worth the price, if you ask me. But the tea that they use, though, is Dorset tea, and I must admit, Dorset tea is absolutely delicious. I don't know what, I mean, to be honest, Dorset tea does cost me £3, and that's for around about 80 tea bags, whereas the tea bags that I usually go for are Tesco branded ones, which are £3.20, but I get around about 220 tea bags in them. But sometimes it is always nice to switch up your tea, though. Some people do argue that PG Tips is the best tea. Some people argue that, you know, Yorkshire tea is the best as well. So I have had PG Tips. I think that when I first got introduced to tea, to like a cup of tea when I was younger, I think my first cup of tea was PG Tips. But then I think my mum moved over to cheaper tea bags and stuff. And obviously I've just carried on the tradition of having cheaper tea bags. But I don't think I've ever had like Yorkshire tea or Tetley tea or any other kind of tea like that. I think I've only had PG Tips, Dorset tea, and then supermarket branded tea bags as well. And that's it. So yeah, I don't know really. But you know, anyway, the Dorset tea was absolutely delicious. And the cooked breakfast itself was also absolutely delicious as well. So if you have heard of Hockey's Farm, or if you've never been to Hockey's Farm before, then definitely do go there. I do recommend it. It's out in Fordingbridge, just 15-20 minutes up the road from Bournemouth in Dorset. So yeah, it is absolutely great, and I had a wonderful time, and I do think it is somewhere that I would go again. Hopefully I can go there either with my sister and her partner to show them around, or I may talk to my granddad about it when I see him next, or during my next couple of visits when I see him, and just let him know that it exists, and if he wants to go, then that's somewhere we can go. And then the next time I go there, I'll film the animals and show you the animals at the farm, which I kind of wish now I did do last week, but I forgot to do. So, yeah, so there we go. So that was my my session last Monday with my support worker. Don't know what I'm going to be doing with her today. I've not had breakfast yet, so I may end up going to the Toby Carvery with my support worker today for some breakfast, but we shall wait and see what happens. Monday afternoon, not long got back from my support session, which I'll talk to you about in just a second. But first, I just want to point out that I have just put my washing from the washing machine this morning, my bedding and my leftover washing from yesterday. I've stuck it in the tumble dryer as it is kind of lightly raining out there. So, you know, obviously I need my bedding for tonight and stuff. So, you know, I need it dried. So I'm using the tumble dryer today for that. I have still got the dogs, by the way. I've still got JJ. There he is. He is currently in the process of chewing a... he's chewing a... What's he chewing? A treat. He's chewing a treat at the moment because I've just given the dogs a treat. So JJ is there currently licking and trying to eat his treat as much as he can. And then I've just got Simba over here And Simba's just being an absolute nightmare, as always. There he is. Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Oh, God, don't sniff. Do you want to say hello? No? There we go. And also as well, back up here, I've just been over to the shop as well, and oh god, I've just purchased some cherry Coca-Cola, and I also got some strawberry and cream Pepsi as well, which I've just stuck in the fridge as well. So I've got no Coke for me to do my drinks for work this week, for my meal deal that I'm doing at the moment, where I'm doing myself a sandwich and obviously providing myself with a chocolate bar from a multi-pack of chocolate bars that I buy from the supermarket and stuff. So yeah, so I've got no Coca-Cola, so in theory I could use either the cherry Coca-Cola that I've just purchased or the strawberry and cream Pepsi that I bought as well from over the shop just now. So yeah, anyway, my support today weren't too bad. We went to the Toby Carvery. I had my usual breakfast at the Toby Carvery at Cooper Dean in Bournemouth, and then after that we then walked all the way over to Castle Point, and in Castle Point my support worker just needed to get some more plasters, some sugar soap, because she's doing her walls in her flat at the moment and doing some decorating there, and we also stopped off in Asda just to have a look at their bakery section, but they didn't really have anything there for their bakery that I really wanted to get or anything like that. So and then after that we came back here. She did my session log as to what we'd been up to today, and then that was it. So, and then I've just come back and put the washing in the tumble dryer. Anyway, I've got my iPad with me right now. I've already watched the first 25 minutes of the Chris Moyle Show on Radio X on YouTube. I watched that before my support session this morning. So now I'm on to BBC iPlayer on my iPad, and I'm just about to watch today's episode of EastEnders. So it is Monday night, just coming up to 8 o'clock. I've spent all afternoon, by the way, down on the kitchen floor, laying on this beanbag that was upstairs on my bed this time last week, right? And I've let the dogs lay on my beanbag while they've been staying here, and I've spent all afternoon from around about 3:45 up until around about 7:10 asleep on this beanbag. Unbelievable. Anyway, I have woken up though, and I have done myself some dinner, so I'll show you that in a sec. But before I do though, speaking of the dogs, I've got some good news. I have got the dogs for another night. My sister's going to come and pick them up tomorrow night instead of tonight. She was originally going to pick them up tonight, but she's going to pick them up after she finishes work tomorrow night, because she said to me that she wasn't feeling very well over the weekend while she was away with her partner for the weekend. It got to the point that she had to go to A&E. She's all good. She's just had a couple of issues, but she's managed to get that all sorted. But yeah, so anyway, so it does mean that I have got the dogs for another night, because she said she's just really tired. She can't wait to get back home. And yeah, so she said, if you want, you can look after the dogs for another night and I'll pick them up tomorrow when I finish work. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So I've got Simba and JJ for another night. However, though, I've just done myself some dinner, and obviously I cooked this last night, and I did show you this before the end of last week's weekly vlog, but this is what I've got for dinner. It's the same as last night: egg fried rice with the leftover sweet and sour chicken that I did last night. So I've got that for my dinner tonight, and also as well I have got some cherry Coca-Cola in a glass as well. That's my drink for this evening as well. So it is Monday night, 25 to 12. I've had a shower. I've done the washing up, drying up and putting away. I've cleaned my mum's rabbits out in the back garden and gave them some fresh water and some food as well in their hutch. And obviously put some fresh litter in their litter tray as well in their hutch as well. I've had a shower, I've got changed into my pyjamas, and then I spent the rest of this evening downstairs with a can of Pipeline Punch Monster Energy, and I've been watching Daz Watches from his YouTube channel, Daz Games, and Daz and Will did a part 2 of Daz's Pond over on Off the Hook, the YouTube channel as well. So I'd spent half an hour watching Daz Games, 42 minutes watching Off the Hook, and now I'm upstairs and I'm just about to head off to bed. I was going to watch a video from Gabby Thompson as well on YouTube. I was going to watch that tonight, but it's over half an hour long, and by the time I was starting to watch it, it was 11:15, so I was like, I'll give that a miss tonight and I'll watch it tomorrow when I get home from work. Speaking of work, by the way, I am just about to head off to bed as I have got work tomorrow. I've also got another support session tomorrow afternoon as well. So anyway, before I do go to bed, actually, let me just very quickly talk about another thing that I did with my support last week, which I did vlog on my S23 Ultra. By the way, the stuff that I showed you earlier from Hockey's Farm, that was filmed on my S23 Ultra. This was basically the last set of things that I filmed on my S23 Ultra as well, by the way, which was my harvester lunch that I had last week with my support worker. This was on Wednesday last week, by the way. So I started off with the usual salad bowl that you normally get at the harvester. I had an unlimited salad there. And then after that, I also had an unlimited refillable soft drink as well, which was a Coca-Cola. Or a Pepsi Max. I believe it's Pepsi Max they do there. And then, of course, for my main, I had some cod, a really big cod, double chips with some tartar sauce as well. And I also had some mushy peas to go with that as well. And then for dessert, I decided to have some treacle sponge with some custard as well. So that was my harvester lunch that I had last week. I believe, actually, no, it wasn't Wednesday. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. I've got a feeling it was Tuesday that I had that. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what happened during my support session last week as well. Anyway, I am now about to turn my camera off here, head off to sleep as I have got work tomorrow. So from me, it's good night, and I shall speak to you guys again in the next scene of the weekly vlog, which will be Tuesday. Oh, JJ. Hello, Jay. Hello, JJ. Oh, you going back home soon? Going back home? Yeah, gonna go back home. Where's Simba? Say Simba. Where's Simba? Where is that? Where is that dog? Where is he? Where is that dog? Is he outside? See if he's outside. Oh, there he is. He's outside in the back garden. Here we go. Look. Here he is. Hello, Simba. Hello. Oh, you going back home soon? Yeah? Yeah, nice time away. Yeah, nice time away. Oh. Anyway, oh, hello. Let's try and aim it at me. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday evening, should I say, actually. It's just gone 6:30 on this Tuesday evening. My sister is going to be coming over in a short little while, by the way, just to pick the dogs up, because the dogs are going back home, sadly, today, unfortunately. I've had a really lovely time with them, though. I've had them since Wednesday last week. Obviously, I've kept them an extra night, last night being the extra night. Well, in theory, I kept them for 2 extra nights, really, because originally they were going to come over on Thursday, but they stayed with me on Wednesday. And then, obviously, my sister went away for the weekend, and then she said that she'll have them back tonight because she wasn't feeling too well when she got back yesterday. So, yeah, so I had them for an extra night, and now they're going to be going back home in the next half an hour. But it's been great, though. Great company having JJ and Simba here. I know it means that I'm going to be back on my own again, unfortunately. But it is what it is, unfortunately. But never fear, though, because they will be back in my arms again. I'm going to have them back again in a few weeks' time in September for a weekend, and then I'm going to have them again, I think, towards the end of October is when I'm also having them as well. So I'm still going to be seeing them, you know. I'm still going to be going around my sister's flat and spending time with her and the dogs, and even Monty the cat and stuff like that. So that's all well and good. But yes, anyway, by the way, I've been at work today. I've also walked the dogs. I've also had a shower, had a shave, got dressed into my clothes again. Went back out, went and met my support worker at the office, and from there we went to the Dirty Chine Harvester on Bournemouth Beach, where we just sat outside, had a few drinks of unlimited refillable soft drinks, and just had a bit of a chat and a bit of a chill out really. And then my support worker dropped me off at the top of the road. I walked back down to the bottom of the road, back home again, and since then I've just chilled out really upstairs in my bedroom, and up until now just started vlogging. Why not? I forgot my lunch today, by the way. The one I made a peanut butter sandwich, and I done myself a bottle of Coca-Cola as well to take with me to work for my break. And I got halfway up the road this morning and I forgot it. Not good. So never mind. Anyway, so I'm going to make myself another sandwich for tomorrow later on, just as long as I remember it tomorrow when I've got work. So yes, anyway, also as well, I'm going to do myself some dinner shortly as well, so I'll show you what I've got for dinner in a few moments. But first though, I've got a couple of things that I do need to catch up on through my iPad, so I'll show you what I'm catching up on as I go along on this Tuesday evening. Even though I've got the Galaxy Z Fold 7 right here in my hands, right here, look at this, look at this, look at this. I've got the Galaxy Z Fold 7 right here in my hands, but I'm going to check out this YouTuber who's recently done a video, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, the real world test. I'm going to give that a watch right now on YouTube on my iPad. Just about to watch the first 25 minutes of today's Chris Moyle Show on Radio X on YouTube. Just about to watch a new video by Gary Thompson, which is house searching and a rundown of everything that has happened. It's a new house series that I'm now going to watch on my iPad. Just about to watch today's episode of EastEnders on BBC iPlayer. So it is Tuesday night and I have just got myself a Mango Loco Monster juiced out of the fridge. This is my dinner tonight. I have got some hash browns, some baked beans and hot dogs as well from a tin. And I'm also just about to watch some episodes of Family Guy on Disney Plus. Good evening, everyone. Wednesday. Sorry, not Thursday. Getting my days mixed up. It is Wednesday evening, by the way. Halfway through the week, halfway through the weekly vlog as well, by the way. As you've just heard, I've just put something in the microwave. That is my dinner for tonight. So I'll show you what I've got for dinner in just a few moments. Just sort of very quickly catch you up on what I've been up to today. I was going to go to the cinema today, but then I didn't fancy it. I was quite tired, to be quite honest with you. So instead, I ended up napping this afternoon. But I've caught up with today's episodes of EastEnders on BBC iPlayer, Coronation Street over on OTVX, and the first 25 minutes of the Chris Moyle Show on Radio X on YouTube as well. And I have also watched Jurassic World Rebirth as well, which I will give you my thoughts on that. Well, my thoughts have already been given on that, by the way, in my latest episode of the movie wrap-up, which is now streaming over on YouTube channel SteveOfficial. So if you've not yet checked out this week's episode, feel free to check that out. Anyway, dinner is ready. I'll show you what I've got for dinner tonight in the next scene of the weekly vlog. So I've got a Monster Juiced Mango Loco energy drink, and this is my dinner for tonight, by the way. I have got 2 hot dogs. Big hot dog sausages, by the way. Look at that one as well. That one barely even fits in the bun, by the way. But I've got 2 hot dogs in hot dog buns with some mustard. That's going to be my dinner for this evening. Can I just say as well, by the way, so I picked up a jar of 8 hot dogs, okay? And obviously, normally, when you go to a supermarket and you buy hot dog buns, they only do 6 in a pack. They don't do 8. Which is very odd to me, because normally if you've got like a jar of hot dogs and there's 8 in a jar, like there is when it comes to like tinned hot dogs as well, because in a tin you get 8 hot dogs, in a jar you get 8 hot dogs. It's just so weird that they have 8 hot dogs in a jar or in a tin, but then when it comes to buying a pack of hot dog rolls, they only have 6. I find that very odd, very weird. Oh, it's all blue. Anyway, good afternoon everyone.
It is Thursday afternoon, by the way, and I'm at the cinema. I'm just about to go into BH2. I can't remember what screen it was. Was it screen 5? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just about to go into the cinema. I've already seen 2 films today. First one was Bad Guys 2. Second one was what was the other one? The Legend of Ochi. And now I'm just about to go and see Bring Her Back at the cinema as well. A new horror film that's just recently been released. Obviously, I've spoken about them already in my movie wrap-up video, which is available now. By the way, can I just see if I can show you this? Oh wow, I can actually. Look at that, Freakier Friday, which is out in cinemas. Well, it's out in cinemas now technically by the time this video goes out. Anyway, so yes, so I am now just about to go and see Bring Her Back at the cinema, and I'm currently shooting this at the moment on my Z Fold 7, by the way. And also as well, I've got some lunch as well, which I will show you once I get back home. Oh look, Fantastic Four. So yeah, so I am going to go in and yeah, go and watch the film, and I'll speak to you guys with my normal vlogging camera when I get back home. So yeah, speak to you guys soon. Back home from the cinema, currently watching Family Guy on Disney Plus. Just been to the shop as well. Got myself some cherry Coca-Cola, so I'm having a glass of that. And for dinner tonight, the same as last night, I have got 2 hot dogs with American mustard on it in a hot dog bun. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning. I've not long woken up, by the way, and I've just got dressed. My support worker is going to be here within the next 5 minutes, so I'm just waiting on her to turn up. But I was going to go live last night over on TikTok, but I failed to do so. I even let the people in a group chat on Instagram know that I was going to go live on TikTok last night. I said, guys, I'll be live in about an hour. This was at 8:45. So I said, I'll be live at 9:45. I woke up on the kitchen floor because I fell asleep on a beanbag that I let that I allowed JJ and Simba to use when they were here last weekend. I literally had my iPad on the floor watching Family Guy for a little bit. I was like, I've got a bit of time. I'll watch a couple of episodes of Family Guy. And then next thing I know, I'm out like a light. I fall asleep on the beanbag on the kitchen floor. And then I didn't wake up until around about 2:15 this morning. And then I was like, I was meant to go live on TikTok and I didn't. And you know what's funny is there's a couple of people that know that I have a thing lately of sprawling myself out on the kitchen floor, right? Because I just feel like laying on the floor and sprawling myself out on the floor, and then I end up falling asleep, right? Now, it's funny because if anyone was to knock at my door and they find no answer, and then, even though this happens late at night, sometimes it's happened in the afternoon, to be fair. It has happened in the afternoon. Now, thing is, if anyone was to knock at my door and there was no answer, so they then go to the kitchen window and, I don't know, knock on the kitchen window, or they look through and they see just an adult man laying on the floor, either looking like he's passed out or he's dead. I mean, that's a little bit worrying, isn't it? Really, that's very worrying. But anyway, it's nothing to worry about though. Honestly, like, I'm just sprawled out on the kitchen floor asleep. That's it. I'm not dead, all right? I'm not passed out. Well, kind of am because I'm asleep. But still, you know, that's not the point though. You know, point is I tend to have this thing where I sprawl out on the kitchen floor and I'm asleep. And now things are falling off my bed. Anyway, so that happened last night. So I do need to do an apology to the people on Instagram in the group chat to say I do apologise. I said I was going to go live. There is one person in this chat right now who correctly guessed what happened to me because they knew. I have told them that I sleep on the kitchen floor sometimes when I have a nap in the afternoon or sometimes late at night. You know,
So, so they've guessed correctly that I ended up falling asleep on the kitchen floor. Anyway, so yeah, so I am going to have to do an apology about that a little bit later on. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure. It's 9:26. I've got like literally a couple of minutes until my support worker arrives. So yeah, so that happened. Anyway, now though, I'm just about to go downstairs and I'm about to go out with my support worker. Probably going to go to Costa and have a coffee in there. Actually, I need to sign into my Costa app on my phone, actually, before I do anything. So I'll do that before I go. But yes, also as well, I did say in yesterday's part of the vlog, and I haven't inserted it yet, so I'll say it here. This is what I had for my lunch yesterday at Wetherspoons, which, by the way, was filmed on my new Galaxy Z Fold 7. By the way, so this is what I had for my lunch yesterday. So I had a tuna and cheddar cheese melt panini with some chips. I also had that with some salt and pepper and some sauce as well. And also for a drink, I went for my usual pint of Pepsi Max Cherry as well. So that was my lunch yesterday. Again, filmed on the new Galaxy Z Fold 7 phone that I did yesterday. I also filmed yesterday's part of the vlog when I was at the cinema. I did that on my Galaxy Z Fold 7 as well. So the footage on that actually did look quite nice, not going to lie. And I love the fact that now, when I'm in selfie mode and I'm filming myself in selfie mode, I can turn the camera around and show you guys what's happening in front of me as well, without having to stop filming or anything like that. I think that's quite a cool feature, not going to lie. Anyway, you know what's funny though? Yesterday, I genuinely thought this, right? There was a moment where I went, oh, Fantastic Four poster in the background, right? And you guys saw that. I think there was a guy that literally looked my way as if to go, why are you filming me? I wasn't filming him, I swear. I was filming myself. That was it. Anyway, it just caught my attention that in the background there was a Fantastic Four First Steps poster. Anyway, I'm going to grab my phone. I am going to grab my watch, put my watch on, and then I'm going to head out and see my support worker for a little bit. So I'll speak to you guys again in the next scene. Good morning, everybody. I feel as though this week I've been a little bit rubbish with vlogging. So I do apologise, but then again, I've had quite a lot of cinema trips, a lot of support, and obviously I've been at work as well this week. But that being said, speaking of work, I have got my usual strawberry and banana protein shake with me this morning. Made that before I left, and now I am heading off to work on this Saturday morning. Today, by the way, after I finish work, I am heading off to my sister's flat for a little bit for the afternoon, see her, spend some time with her. Not sure what we're going to get up to really. I don't know whether it's just going to be chilled out, you know. She might do us some dinner later on. If so, I'll show you what I've got for dinner later on. I may also vlog a little bit with JJ and Simba, and maybe Monty as well, if he's not too shy. I feel as though Monty's getting a bit shy lately. You know, like he runs away. As soon as I get my vlogging camera out, he's like, nope, 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 nope. Bye, 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 bye. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Anyway, I didn't really vlog much when I got home last night either, because I went home and not long after I got home, had a bit of a migraine. And obviously it got to around about 10 o'clock last night. My eyes got really heavy and I was struggling to keep my eyes open as well, so I ended up heading off to sleep last night quite early, around about 10:15. So yeah, not too bad. I feel a bit better. The migraine is somewhat there, slightly, only slightly, not as bad as last night, but hopefully it will go away soon now that I'm getting some fresh air and stuff and walking and keeping myself energised, which is good. Anyway, so I am now walking to work on this Saturday morning, and I shall speak to you guys in the next scene of the vlog. Hello, Simba. Simba. Hello. Good boy. Simba. Simba.
Evening all, by the way, it is Saturday evening, just got back home from my sister's, had a lovely afternoon at my sister's flat by the way, just chilled out, had a bit of a catch up, spoke about the events of this week really with my sister. We decided to watch the 2003 Cat in the Hat movie, starring Mike Myers and Dakota Fanning. And then after that, my sister did a hunter's chicken with some mash and baked beans. And then she dropped me back home with her partner. And as they were out walking the dogs, because they had the dogs on them, they came back and they were witnessing me use a bat and also using a tea towel as well to try and get rid of some flies, because I walked in through the door, turned the light on in the kitchen, and straight away there was loads. Literally, there was bloody loads of flies flying around the house or flying around the kitchen. Now, you know, I'm doing my utmost to keep the place nice and tidy, of course, you know, and there's nothing food-wise that's hanging around that's dodgy or going off or anything like that. Like my sister said to me, you haven't got any fruit lying around or anything like that? No, I've got no fruit. Like the fruit I have got is in the fridge at the moment. The bananas I've decided to put in the fridge because then that way I'm not going to get fruit flies around them or anything like that, because I was getting that. You know, strawberries are in the fridge, but that's the only fruit that I've got in the house at the moment. But I came back and there's loads of flies, black flies hanging around and flying around. So my sister and her partner came in. My sister managed to find in the cupboard some spray, some Raid fly and wasp killer. Kills flying insects in seconds, and it actually does, to be honest, because there was one fly that was just flying around just before I picked up the vlogging camera, and it was flying around near me, and I sprayed it, and instantly it dropped to the floor, and it was just spinning around on the floor. It looked like it was doing a bit of a break dance on the floor. So I managed to get some kitchen roll, squish it with the kitchen roll, and stick it in the bin. So, you know, there's literally, my sister counted, there was about 27 flies she counted in a bowl that were dead flies, because she sprayed them, hit them with a tea towel with her partner and all of that. My partner did try to use the bats, the electric bats, but it's now snapped. What the hell was that noise? Oh, it might have been me. I think the chair's a bit squeaky. So anyway, so my sister killed about 27 flies, and since she's gone, I've killed about 3 of them, and I can't see any more at the moment. But they were hiding, so yeah, interesting. So anyway, so in total there was about 30 odd flies flying around the house, and I've killed 3 since she's left, which was about 15 minutes ago. So anyway, so I've had a lovely time tonight trying to kill flies when I got back home. That took me about 15-20 minutes to do that. So, but there we go. Anyway, I was going to do myself some lunch for tomorrow, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to now. It's getting quite late. It's 10 to 11. I was also going to have a shower, but again, it's getting late. It's 10 to 11. And quite frankly, tomorrow, I'm not going to do a protein shake tomorrow. I might just have a protein shake when I get back home from work tomorrow. Also as well, I'm running low on protein powder as well, and I need to get some more protein powder. So, yeah, fun times. Anyway, but I just thought I'd come on and say I had a lovely time at my sister's flat today. Nice and chilled as always on a Saturday afternoon. And I will be seeing my sister tomorrow because she has just ordered me some fly traps, which are things that I need to stick on the ceiling. I think they dangle down from the ceiling. And then basically they'll catch all the flies that come in, and, you know, it'll attract, you know, they have something on the paper that attracts the flies, and then it traps them, and then they're dead, you know. So I hate flies. I hate this time of year because in the summer you do get a house full of flies, and it's just not nice. It's not nice at all. You know, we used to get them a lot during the summer when my mum was here, and now my mum's gone, and, well, there was bloody loads. I think that was the most amount of flies that I've seen flying around the kitchen in God knows how long. And again, there was nothing in the kitchen at all lying about that, you know, was dodgy or gone off or anything like that. So I just don't know where they're coming from. But my sister's got the same problem, though. She's got the same problem where they were literally all around her living room window a few days ago. So, you know, her and her partner had to try and swat them as best they could, really, to get them out of the flat. So anyway, so I think it's just a summer issue this year. You know, the black flies are coming in and taking over the house, you know, and it might not just be my household. Let me know in the comment section whether you're having this issue with flies this year in the summer. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, so yeah, with that being said, I'm probably going to shut off my camera here, go upstairs and get into my pyjamas, take my nighttime meds and then head off to sleep because I do have work tomorrow. I have just put my watch on charge as well because that was less than 50% battery, and obviously I need a fully charged battery for my watch for tonight while I'm asleep, and then of course tomorrow whilst I'm at work as well. So there we go. Anyway, I shall speak to you guys again in the next scene of the weekly vlog, which will be
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Sunday afternoon. Not long got home from work. I say not long. It's been about 2 hours now since I got home from work. In the last 2 hours, I have been spraying with fly spray because I came home and again I found a lot of flies in the house. So annoying, it really is. Like I said in the last part of the vlog, it's not just me. My sister's getting the same issue at the moment. And then after that, I decided to get out my work uniform, put my work uniform in the washing machine, and then I've taken it just outside into the back garden for it to dry because it's a lovely sunny afternoon out there and very warm indeed. So that'll be nice and dry within the next couple of hours, I would think so. And then I've just put another load of washing in the washing machine about 10 minutes 12 minutes ish ago, so that is in the washing machine currently washing away. As soon as that's done, I am going to stick it out on the washing line to dry alongside my other washing that's already out there. I've also fed the fish, I've also fed the rabbits, gave them some fresh water as well, and I've just been chilling upstairs in my bedroom on my iPad for a little bit as well, just checking social media and stuff like that. And I've put my phone on charge, I put my watch on charge as well. I've also put my other Sony ZV-1 camera on charge as well because I'm meant to have filmed a movie wrap-up video, and when I left my house this morning and going to work, it just hit me that I totally forgot to put my vlogging camera on charge for the movie wrap-up video, which I'm supposed to be doing today. So I'm going to do that in a little while. Anyway, I thought I would jump on here and say hello to you guys. I didn't do a protein shake this morning, by the way. Didn't do that. Nope. Didn't do that. So I might do one in a little while, to be honest. But what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to do myself some form of lunch because it's 10 to 3. So I'm going to have some lunch now because I've not really eaten much today. So I am going to do that right now on this Sunday afternoon. This is what I've got for my lunch. I've got a peanut butter sandwich with a 12 chocolate bar, 2 chocolate muffins from Rose Bakery, and also I got this last night just before I came back from my sister's flat. I stopped off at the shop as I wanted to get something fizzy for drink, so I picked up a strawberry and cream Pepsi, and I've also picked up a Pepsi Max Cherry. So I drank the strawberry and cream Pepsi last night. I left the Pepsi Max Cherry in the fridge, so that's now refrigerated and nice and cold, so I'm going to have that to drink. And over on Disney Plus on my iPad, I'm going to catch up with a couple of episodes of Family Guy. Sunday evening, by the way, and I've not had any dinner tonight, by the way, because I don't really feel hungry, if I'm very honest. I really don't. So I was going to have hot dogs, baked beans and some breaded garlic mushrooms I've still got in the freezer, but I may save them and I might have them maybe for lunch tomorrow, or maybe I might have it for dinner tomorrow. You'll find out in next week's episode of the weekly vlog. I've been upstairs editing this vlog, by the way, and I've also been watching someone's TikTok live. They've gone live on TikTok with their best friend. I'll tell you what, if I ever meet this person and be in the same room as them and their best friend, it would be absolutely chaotic. I think it's safe to say it would be absolutely chaotic, but fun at the same time. But anyway, I've really enjoyed going watching their live though. I did say to them, give me 5 minutes and I'll join your live. So that's what I'm going to do. I haven't been live on TikTok really at all this week, so I just needed a bit of space, needed a bit of time to myself really. There's just a lot of bits and pieces behind the scenes here on my weekly vlogs that I've not really delved into, just personal stuff really. But I think eventually it'll sort itself out. Eventually it will. But anyway, I was going to say as well, in regards to next week, I'm not seeing my granddad. I have spoken to my granddad this evening, had a very long phone call with him, spoken to him about what I've been up to this week, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to see him this week because he's very busy on Friday morning, and I would have been with him until Friday, so I can't see him this week, but he said he'll let me know next weekend whether he can see me next week in theory. So I'll let you guys know at the end of next week's vlog whether I'm seeing him or not. So fingers crossed I will, but yeah, it'd be good to catch up with him. Anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here because it's around about 11:30 and I'm going to insert this into my vlog and then get it uploaded to YouTube. But listen guys, thank you for watching this week's episode. If you have enjoyed it, as always, feel free to hit that like button. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And as always, if you are new around here and you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well to become a Stevo. I keep burping, I do apologise by the way. I think it's just because I've just had a bit of fizzy, that's why. Of course, this week I've got 2 videos coming out, Thursday and Friday. I've got 2 videos coming out. One about the Galaxy Watch 8 and my thoughts on that, and the other one being on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and my thoughts on that as well, okay? And then of course on Sunday, this weekend, I've also got my usual episode of the movie wrap-up coming up on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial, so feel free to check that out if you can. But, of course, my weekly vlog will be back again next Monday. Until then, though, goodbye, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.